Oh,
Good evening and welcome to the Gourmets. Last night we went to eat at the Jardin des Plantes, the well-known restaurant in Soho, where the French chef Alphonse Norm is doing a guest season for 2 weeks. Our distinguished eaters this evening are Mr. Julian Link, who is the eating correspondent from the Tailor and Cutter. We're also extremely privileged to have with us Major General Windley Spumes, who is eating correspondent for the Field and Stream and Source Service and a number of other things in 2 world wars. Good evening, Major.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. He's also the author of the best-selling novel, I Ate My Way to Freedom. As I say, we went to the Jardin des Plantes, a small Provençal restaurant in the heart of the French quartier of Soho, where we enjoyed an excellent and very varied and interesting program.
Yes.
We started with the first item of the program, which was the Eggs Benedict. Now, Julian, you're somewhat of a specialist. How did you find these eggs?
well, I thought they were wonderful things. They sort of sat on the plate like 2 vast symphonic movements,
Yes.
And I thought to myself, I must get into that first one, sort of a dance on its best piano.
Yes.
And then suddenly I felt with a sudden desire to come out of it into an allegro appassionato and flash about with it, and then it's terribly excited.
I saw how excited you were, yes.
Oh, it's terribly excited.
Terribly exciting, weren't they?
I mean,
The way they
they
sat there.
They sat
They
there.
sat there as if they had nothing else to do, but you knew they had something else to do. Yes.
Yes.
You had to eat them.
I had to eat them.
And that's why they were there.
They knew they had to be eaten in their hearts,
And
and,
they-
I knew I had to
yes.
eat them. They sat there like 2 sort of yellow eyes,
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Major General, how did you find these eggs?
Well, I found it reminded me remarkably of an old friend of mine I knew was intelligence during the war. He had eyes that closely resembled Eggs Benedict because of an early form of contact lens that he wore, the early type. Not the sort you get now, they were quite large.
Yes, the larger ones.
Unfortunately, the meal wasn't particularly good, the dinner we had, and he had to take some of these fizzy antacid things, and one of the things got lodged behind his contact lens, and the poor fellow was fizzing throughout the meal.
The fall inside. Julian, what did you think of the texture of these eggs? Were you intrigued by the texture? I know I was.
Yes, I was terribly. I thought there's an almost contrapuntal texture about them.
Between the yellow and the white.
The yellow and the white and the cream.
The yellow and the cream
It's a
together.
tremendous fugato feeling.
Yes, I felt the
Fugato
fugato feeling. Yes.
I thought that, too.
It is.
I felt there was a tremendous sort of Sean Kenny feel about these eggs. A sort of wooden texture to
You
them.
think that's Sean Kenny?
Sean Kenny, yes, you know him.
He does those cousins of the mermaid, doesn't he?
That's the fella, yes. What about the sauce? I found it pleasant, but, a trifle derivative.
Yes.
And,
Yes, I thought, it's a bit florid.
it's a bit florid. It's a
I
bit
thought I'd
classic.
like something less baroque.
Yes.
Classical.
Yes. I found echoes of Verdi.
Absolutely agree with everything you said.
I find echoes of Verdi in the sauce, and a lot of tomato as well. Did you notice that? The Verdi and the tomato
Verdi,
together.
tomato.
Lot of tomato.
Well, after the Benedict eggs, we moved on to the moule marinière, which was the second part of the program, the moule marinière. Now, Major General, you're a marinière.
Don't mention those mole marinières. I've had enough trouble. Oh, dear. It's been terrible. No, terrible time I've had with the moule.
You are something of a dab hand with the moule, are you not?
No, well, you see, it's not that. You see, I just don't agree with these blinking frogs. You see, these frog eaters, they will call you common or garden blinking mussel a mole marinière. I used to shoot them in Ilfracombe.
Under the name of mussels.
Under the name of mussels.
Yes.
Common guys would sit on the beach with a tutu and pick 'em up. They were stuck to the wall there. You pick 'em up one after the other.
You did quite a lot of fish shooting, didn't you, in your early days, I know.
Yes, I used to shoot a lot of fish. Lot of fish. Lot of fish. I used to shoot. And mainly, I don't like shooting fish much. I prefer game, actually, much more. Fish are so silent. When you wound a fish, you can't hear a cry of pain. All the water keeps the sound in, you see.
This must be inhibiting to the hunter.
It is. I like to see a little blood, and when you wound an animal like a deer, you hear this cry of pain go. It's very thrilling.
So you want to hear a scream?
I do. I like it. It's all part of the chase, isn't it?
Julian, these mules. What did you make of these mules, Julian, if I can butt in?
Well, you know, the mule, I was terribly moved by the mule. And,
I noticed you being moved by the mule. I've never seen anyone so moved by mules before. Amazingly moved.
I know me.
Were you moved, Major?
No,
I just say I'm sorry I wasn't there, that was all right.
Yes.
well, normally, I mean, I'm terribly unemotional about moves.
Yes,
But this time, for some reason,
You were moved, yes.
terribly moved.
I felt almost that in these moves, I wondered whether Enorm wasn't laughing at us somehow. One of these things that I respect about Enorm and his work is his tremendous rage mingled with despair, a tremendous Berlin in the 30s antagonism towards the established orders, towards the order of things. I feel that in these moves, Enorm may have been cocking a snook at the bourgeois idea of move, or cocking a move at the bourgeois idea of snook. I can't tell. He was certainly, up to something. I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was.
Fucking something.
There's very fastness feeling about the mule, didn't you think?
Yes, you know, I thought to myself as I was tucking into them, I thought, you know, the Beatles would have enjoyed these moves.
Yes.
Yeah, what you That's an interesting thought, isn't it? Imagine the Beatles all tucking into Moore Mariner.
Yeah.
I suppose, mind you, I don't suppose it'll get out in the book, but I mean, if the Beatles were to tuck into a few more, they might have, after, a bit of a hard day's night.
The Major General is noted as something of a spontaneous wit. Throughout the meal, we are enjoying a very delicious rosé d'Anjou, an unpretentious little thing, wasn't it?
Rosé d'Anjou. Lovely alabaster limbs she had.
What memories you have?
Rosé d'Anjou.
Memories. We followed it up with some Zodalione, which I thought was very good, but somewhat of an anticlimax of the move. I felt that Enorm had fallen down somewhat on his Zabalione. What did you feel, Major? Do you feel he had fallen down on his Zabalione?
Oh, Enorm?
Enorm, yes.
Yes, I think so. It reminds me of another anecdote.
I thought it might.
This one, you see, it concerns Hitler and Mussolini. It's quite amusing, actually.
Well, tell us, sir.
It was about the time that Mussolini, had overrun Abyssinia, you see, and Haile Selassie had gone hurrying off to England.
Yeah.
But anyway, he invited Hitler out there to do a bit of big game shooting, you see.
Some fairly big game.
Oh, yes, large cats he got out there. And they got out there, wherever it was, in the bush or something or other. And there they were, the leopard and a lion, you see. And Hitler said, right, I'll have the leopard, you have the lion. And Mussolini said, no, mein Führer. He said, you bag the leopard, and I the bag of the owner.
You bag the leopard, and I
the bag of
I the bagger.
The bag of the leone.
Who's the bagger? The leone and Hitler. The bagger. The leopard.
It's an interesting play on words, actually.
Yeah.
The bagger, he's the bagger's
The Major General is noted for his after-dinner speeches, and they are indeed avoided up and down the country. I think the time has come now for the mystery food part of the evening, in which our distinguished guests put on the masks and attempt to discover the identity of a mystery food.
Yeah.
Have you got on the masks?
Yes.
I think the food is already in the soundproof booth, and we're ready to start. And the mystery food is mule marinara. Mule marinara. Right, gentlemen, let's start right away. There you are. Julian, you have yours. Major General, here are your feet. Taste away and see what you make of it.
Right.
What do you think it is, Julian?
I'm not terribly sure. I think it's a cross between cannellini and curried veal.
Would you like to put a period to it?
I'd say 18th, 19th century.
18th century cannellini, Major General. What, you put your tongue around these things, what do you make of them?
Rosie, I do. God, it's more money. The national screen. The screen. Quick, the screen.
That, I'm afraid, is all we've got time for. So it's goodbye from Julian Link, Major General Windy's Fumes, and all of us here. Next week we'll be visiting Ensign Hall Sanatorium. Good night.